You heard that right. On her 18th birthday, I got my oldest daughter a 740 credit score. Whether you're a parent or a young adult, I'm going to show you how. One of the challenges young adults always face when they first start on their financial journey is how do they get established? How do they get their first credit card? How do they get an initial credit score? How do they get their first car loan, student loan, and so forth? And the best way to jumpstart that process is to become an authorized user. And that's usually where a parent or a close relative, like maybe a sibling or maybe an uncle, you really don't want to expand too much further than that. What they do is add you as an authorized user on an existing credit card that they have. And what this does for you is as soon as you get registered as an authorized user, your credit profile now includes that card and all the history of that card. So for example, if they had that card for 10 years and they've always made their payments, that 10-year history and all those good on-time payments now become a part of your credit profile. And that can give you an initial credit score. And that's exactly what I did for my oldest daughter. As soon as she turned 18, I made her an authorized user on one of my longer standing credit cards. And instantly, as soon as that was registered with the credit bureau, she had an over 740 credit score. And shortly after she got added as an authorized user, she went ahead and got her own credit cards. She also was starting college, so she took out student loans. So now her credit profile is actually looking pretty good. And, after some time, we can go ahead and remove her as an authorized user because she doesn't need it anymore. She's already gotten credit in her own name, both credit cards and installment loans, eventually a car, probably a mortgage as well. But this is the jumpstart on how to get her started. And this is something any young adult can do. And this is something, any parent can do for their children. So here are a few key things with being an authorized user. Number one, the person that owns the credit card that made you an authorized user, they're still ultimately responsible for paying off the charges on that credit card. Even if you do make a charge, you can pay it yourself. And most cards allow an authorized user to make payments for charges they make, but not always. But ultimately, that person is still responsible for those charges. So that's a conversation you might want to have with that person and say, could you please make me an authorized user, but I won't charge or anything. Or if I do, I'm going to make sure I give you the money for it or pay the card directly. Now, the next thing is you always want to make sure you're added as an authorized user to someone that's using their cards responsibly. If they're actually making late payments, if they actually keep a large balance and their utilization is very high, that might actually hurt you. It might actually hurt you a lot. So you want to make sure that they're actually a responsible user of credit. For more information on utilization, check out one of my other videos on utilization. That'll explain to you how that's important and how you want to manage that to make sure you keep your credit score high. Now, the next thing is you can remove yourself as an authorized user at any time. So if for some reason someone they start being irresponsible with their card and it actually starts hurting your credit profile and you all have already started getting other cards, then you should probably just go ahead and remove yourself. It won't hurt them. It doesn't hurt you. Another key thing is when you make someone an authorized user on your credit card, it doesn't actually hurt you, right? It doesn't hurt you in the sense that, I can add 3 or 4 of my children as authorized users on a single card. It doesn't make a difference to my credit score. Now, if they start making charges and, I don't have the money to cover all those charges and my utilization goes up, that will have an impact on my credit score. So you always need to be cognizant of that and how they're going to be spending on this card, on this account. Now, in many cases, a lot of parents, what they will do for their children, they'll add them as an authorized user, but not actually give them the card, not actually give them the number, and that's perfectly fine. That will still give that young adult that credit history and let them jumpstart their credit profile. So let's say everything went great. You had your 18th birthday and your parents made you an authorized user on the card. Now what? Well, what you want to do is go ahead and look at getting your own credit card in your own name, completely independent of anyone else. And usually you want to start off with like getting a secure card or say a student card if you're starting off in college. So go ahead and check out one of my other videos. I give a full explanation on that, especially if you're just starting college. I give you a list of top things that you need to do, and that's one of them. So I hope this video helped you out, and if you like, you can help me out by hitting that like button, and that'll let me make more videos like this and help out more young adults. Thank you very much.